Now at 10, a two-county homicide investigation in southwest Missouri leads to a warrant for second-degree murder. Plus, freezing temperatures create a safe haven for Joplin residents and their pets. And the Super Bowl brings a sweet opportunity to a Pittsburgh bakery.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Prosecutors in southwest Missouri serve a warrant for second-degree murder in connection with a two-county murder investigation. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Tanya Bach. Missouri authorities began the investigation earlier this month following the discovery of the human remains of a body that had been moved and placed on a brush and wood fire in a rural area of Cedar County. Through a DNA test, troopers identified the remains of the victim as 27-year-old Shania Haynes. Authorities charged Bradley Keith and 2 other men with tampering with physical evidence and felony prosecution and felony abandonment of a corpse. Investigators say on January 17th, Keith led investigators to a .22 caliber pistol hidden in a log at the end of Vernon County Road 2750. Keith has now also been served a warrant for second-degree murder in connection to the death of Shania Haynes. Well, Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joining us for our first look at weather tonight.
Well, it actually turned out to be a nice day once again for us today. 60 was our high, started at 37, 46 is the average high. So again, a good chunk above where we should be for this time of the year. But we are cooling off, but we're dry. Looks good. Joplin looks good outside of Pittsburgh. Temperatures mid to upper 30s to near 40 degrees. I think most of us will drop off near 30 later on tonight. It was a little breezy earlier today, but these winds are going to switch around out of the south, kind of keeping our temperatures up as we go through the next couple days. Clear skies, nothing going on here, but we are tracking our next storm system, which is out to the west. So until it gets here, way above normal temps. Highs into the 60s, rain chances increase Friday into the weekend. So of course, we're going to break all this down for you, give you all those details here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Credo Senior Living in Fort Scott, Kansas held a discussion about dealing with depression while in a nursing home. Loss of appetite, restless sleep, and isolation are just some symptoms of depression. According to doctors, residents in nursing homes are more prone to depression while adjusting to the facilities.
For example, we may do medications and therapy, but we also would recommend, participation in activities, in the facility, as well as more family involvement.
I'm very active. I don't like to sit in a chair and do nothing, and I'm an active person. I've done a lot of walking when I was home, and I didn't have time to be depressed.
Credo Senior Living says their events and discussions are open to the community as well. The Department of Veterans Affairs announces the location for a new outpatient clinic in southeast Kansas. The VA Eastern Kansas Healthcare System's newest clinic will be located in Iola at 1408 East Street. To help area veterans learn about the services offered, the VA will provide information sessions in 4 southeast Kansas communities. The first will be in Garnett on February 6th, and then in Chanute on February 7th, Iola on the 8th, and Fort Scott on the 9th. For more information, you can visit our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. On cold days that hit the 4 states this month, the Minnehackney Community Service Center of Joplin served as a warming center, not only for the homeless population, but also for their pets. The building in downtown Joplin has a long history of providing shelter for people dating back to the segregation days. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has their story.
This place served as a spot where people could come to find out, black people could come to find out where they could buy gas, where they could eat. And if there wasn't enough private lodging during the times of segregation, they were able to lodge here within the walls of this building.
According to Nanda Nunnally, volunteer at Minnehackney Community Service Center, the building located on Joplin's Main Street has a long history of helping people who were not welcomed in other areas. Almost 80 years after being founded, the center is still a safe space for members of the community. When the temperatures drop in the 4 states area, the location opens its doors as a warming center.
He said, because of you, I survived. I don't know that we would have survived just being out on the street.
To people and to their pets.
They didn't have this shelter. They would just have to stay outside with their animals, or they could go inside, but their animals would be cold. The community helped a lot by bringing in cages for the animals. We had a lot of volunteers. It took a lot of people to get it together, but we made it happen.
With the help of community members, the center offered pet crates. More than 20 people and 10 pets were there over a week.
They were very happy, very thankful. We got a lot of happy faces, and it's nice to see the animals too.
In Joplin, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
According to the center, the Warming Center service was provided with no public funding from federal, state, or city help. Now, this Thursday, the Service Center will host an event to celebrate Langston Hughes's 123rd birthday. You can find more information about it on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Unity of Joplin met today for its weekly Friends of Unity meeting. Members take advantage of the meeting to give back to the Joplin community. This afternoon, they did just that by cutting plastic grocery store bags into strips to create mats for the unhoused population of Joplin. The group stresses the role of prayer and hard work.
Prayer-based group, and everything else is kind of an outgrowth of that. But, and I would like to add to that prayer-based group that prayer is great. Get off your butt and do something.
Members also used today's meeting to begin work on this year's Trunk or Treat. For many people, the Super Bowl is not only about the game, but also the food. One Pittsburgh bakery is helping Chiefs fans represent their team in a pretty sweet way. Celebrations by Lori is making 100 dozen Chiefs Super Bowl cookies with designs honoring players like Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and even Coach Andy Reid. They say the community is very supportive.
So to have that feedback come back in and know that we are as important to their celebrations as, you know, who comes to them and who's invited, it's like we're a member of that party. So, oh my gosh, it's everything to us. It really is.
And they will have a limited amount of Chiefs themed cookies available to purchase in store for those who were unable to order. Well, later in sports, get ready for baseball season. John has a preview of MSSU Lions baseball in just a few minutes. But first, students in Pineville, Missouri get to live history with a Civil War reenactment. Crowder College kicked off Winterfest today. The two-day event serves as a showcase for campus clubs and organizations. In addition to being a fun day and a way to meet people, the event also served as a way to impress potential employers.
I feel like just being involved. I love just like being a person everyone can go to if they have any questions about Crowder, and just being a helping hand. I say, yeah, just staying involved is the main thing, you know, why I stay so busy. So.
The event wraps up tomorrow at 1 in the afternoon in the Student Center on the Neosho campus. Well, students in Pineville, Missouri were immersed into the history of the Civil War this afternoon. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has more.
My grandmother started me at about 6-8 years old. My great-great-grandfather had been in the 1st Arkansas Cavalry.
Not only does the Civil War run deep in our nation's history, but Mike Patrick's history as well.
My grandmother used to tell me this stuff, but it never really soaked in until I got older and got really interested in history. Then as I started to study it, what she told me I found out was true.
And sharing that history through reenactment is the perfect way to connect with students, something teacher Maggie Johnson agrees with.
I love when they kind of make that face, because you know when that face comes up that some connection has just been made. I love that they get to see and touch things. It will spark more questions after they leave. They'll ask some of the presenters, but once they're gone and they're comfortable with me, we'll have great conversations.
For Mike, this isn't just a hobby. It drives his life.
8 years ago, I was diagnosed with esophageal cancer, and your chances of survival are very slim. And it was this stuff and my family, and looking forward to the day that I would get better, that I could do this kind of stuff, that I think made me improve.
And for Maggie, teaching our nation's history is a vital part of these students one day facing the world on their own.
Beliefs we hold deeply in this country and what beliefs deeply divide us in this country are all things they need to know as future citizens to be responsible citizens. And so I think that's our priority, is to understand our history.
Reporting in Pineville, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
Well, students were able to interact with all of the equipment and clothing that was presented today. Mrs. Johnson says this kind of presentation can create future historians for years to come. Well, several libraries in the Show Me State will soon receive grant money for additional funding. The Missouri Secretary of State announces almost $400,000 will head to 49 summer library programs distributed to several libraries in the state. Libraries in our area that will receive grant money include Barton County, Joplin, and McDonald County. These grants provide funding for educational presentations, library materials, and program supplies. A little later Tuesday night means high school basketball. John has highlights from a pair of local matchups coming up in sports.
Plus, a nice temperature stick around, but we do have some rain in the forecast. We're going to look at that coming up next.
Years of experience at Bath, Naylor, and Frisco Funeral Home.
Well, of course, another nice one for us today. Temperatures fantastic. Highs right around 60 degrees during the afternoon, which, hey, we'll definitely take outside. And it looks pretty good even right now. Nice shot of Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Indigo just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Look at our trend over the past 36 hours. So yesterday, we went into lower 60s, dropped back upper 30s, and then again today, right around 60 degrees. We're going to continue with this nice trend of temperatures. Now, it is kind of cold, and we're dropping back. 42 Independence, 39 at Grand Lake. We have Fort Scott sitting at 37 degrees, 37 in Cassville, Stockton sitting at 34. Let's go outside. Here's 7th, here's Rangeline sitting at 40. Winds pretty much calm, visibility is good, and we're going to see that as we go through the overnight hours tonight. We may get a little bit of patchy fog out there late. The winds have dropped back near calm. They're switching around out of the south, and we'll actually start to pick up a bit as we go into our Wednesday, especially Wednesday afternoon. It's just kind of breezy, but they get moving tomorrow night into Thursday. We'll have gusts kind of in that 30, 35 mile per hour range lasting throughout the daytime hours on Thursday, so it will get a little bit on the windy side. All right, clear skies right now. Not a whole bunch going on across the 4-state area. One little weak wave just to the southwest of El Paso. Stronger storm system out across the Pacific Northwest. Now, ahead of it, we have kind of a little area of high pressure, so it's kind of blocking these systems up, but this will break down and eventually drag in these storm systems, especially as we go into the weekend. We're kind of in a lull of the pattern right now, but it will start to pick back up. All right, so here's our first system. Saturday, rain across the region. Not enough cold air to get snow, just rain. Rain sticks around through the entire weekend, so here's late Sunday. This system exits. We get into a ridge of high pressure, meaning good weather for us. Back into the 60s for highs early next week. Then we reload, and here we go again. Storm systems kicking out. Another one next Thursday. A one behind it, which will affect us for Super Bowl weekend across the region. All right, rainfall this weekend. A lot of us are going to pick up half an inch, 3/4 of an inch to an inch, which is good. We could use the rain. And until then, we're going to be dry and we get really nice temperatures. Kind of cold tonight. We back down near 30 for an overnight low. We do get into the upper 50s by noon. Once we get into the afternoon, mid 60s for highs, so another pretty good day. Tomorrow night, we back down again. Not as cold, lower 40s. Look at the clouds increase. We could see a random sprinkle or two on Thursday, but still Thursday afternoon, mid 60s for highs. Here's your day planner, 32 to start, 55 by noon. High temp Beautiful, 64. 64 again on Thursday. 65 on Friday. Showers increase late. A little cooler for the weekend. Rain, but not bad. Back into the 60s once again next week. So for the next 10 days, our temperature is at least 10 degrees above average.
You know what? I hope they stay 10 degrees above average until we get to where it's like above 90, and then they can go down again.
Yeah, that would be bad. So
yeah, we'll wait for that. All right, thanks, Doug.
Yep.
Well, drivers in Pittsburgh may want to seek a detour in the coming days. Beginning tomorrow at 9 a.m., West 20th Street between Walnut and Pine will be closed for repairs. Motorists are encouraged to seek alternate routes when possible, to use extreme caution when traveling in the area of construction, and be aware of workers in the work zone. Construction should be completed on Friday, February 2nd. Still ahead, Missouri Southern baseball preps for its season opening tournament in Arkansas. And highlights from tonight's basketball doubleheader between Webb City and Carthage. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
Easy at Wildside Salon. We offer a
For the second day in a row, nice weather means baseball in the 4 states. At Missouri Southern, the Lions are practicing this afternoon with just 2 days left until their season opener on Thursday. MSSU will play 4 games in as many days as part of the Dugan Invitational in Arkansas. The first of which is against Southern Arkansas, who the Lions eliminated in the regional playoffs last May. Although 2023 provided some great memories for Lions fans, this year's team is ready to make its own legacy.
Last year is in the rearview mirror, you know, and our guys know that, and nothing's easy, man. And so we have a really difficult first 4 games.
It's a new season from last year, but they saw what we're capable of. So they know we got a high-flying offense, and we're pretty dynamic this year. Last year we relied on the long ball. We can still do that, but we can hit the ball, strike out a little bit less, and our pitching this year is better than it was last year.
I'll just keep working hard the whole year. All offseason would be working hard as a team, as individuals, and just keep like stacking days over time, and you know we'll find a way to get to the playoffs and then Super Regionals, World Series.
Pitt State men's basketball playing again tonight. The Gorillas had lost 3 in a row until Saturday when they blew out Northeastern State 97-73, trying to turn that into a winning streak. And the Gorillas do exactly that. They win on the road 63-58 over the Central Missouri Mules. This is PSU's first road win in a month since it beat Lincoln by 17 on December 30th. Marquis English leads the way for the Gorillas. He finishes with a double-double on 15 points and 10 rebounds. And Jeff Boshy's group is back in action Thursday night at Central Oklahoma. Busy night of high school basketball across the 4 states as well, including a matchup between a couple COC rivals, Webb City and Carthage. Webb City girls basketball looking to bounce back off a loss against Clever, taking on Carthage. First quarter, Tigers start off hot. Lauren Choate gets it. She sinks the floater for 3. Carthage leads Webb City by 9, but the Cards find their footing. Abby Sargent drives, takes the contact, knocks it off the glass, and gets one more. More on her in a bit. Check out this steal from Sargent. She snags it on the fast break. She assists Mallory Stanley for the easy 2. Cards down 2 at half. Only gets better for them in the second half. Addie Burns gets it off the assist, drains the 3. Webb City leads Carthage by 6. Fourth quarter now, Whitley Keith drives and passes to Sargent, who goes off the glass and in. She finishes the night with 22 points. Carthage never gets its lead back. The Lady Cards win on their senior night, 50-41. And the Webb City boys basketball team in COC play tonight against Carthage. The Tigers defeated them in their own tournament earlier in the season. First quarter, Baron Duda sets the tone, knocks down the 3, lets the Tigers know. Webb up on Carthage by 7 after 1. But Carthage trying to claw back. Check this out. Dylan Pugh from beyond half court nails it at the buzzer. Not a celebration, but Cards still up 11 at halftime. Doesn't get much better for Carthage in the third. Slade Hurd assists Barranduda for 3 more. End of the third now. Cards with a buzzer beater of their own. Slade Hurd gets it off the pass and knocks it down. It's a 22-point Webb City lead. And Duda, once again, he's not done yet. Gets his hands on it, hits another 3. He's hyped. Duda finishes the night with 31 points. That helps the Cardinals defeat the Tigers 79-50. We've been at a lot of Webb City basketball games this year. That name, Barranduda, is one that has really stuck out. He's been there all season, and it seems like he's gotten better all season.
Well, that's good. I hear you say his name a lot, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Ashley's President's
Well, Spiva Center for the Arts hosted an after-school art class for third graders today. Themed artist Laurel Birch, a contemporary artist known for her use of colors, patterns, and animals, also provided her expertise. Students participated in making their own unique artistic rendition of a cat with its own perspective, color, and pattern. Classes are on Tuesdays from 4 to 5:15 until May 21st. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to do some weather?
Yeah, let's
Or we're
do
doing
some weather.
sports?
How about sports?
All right. Well, we've been talking to baseball all week. We also talked to Missouri Southern softball. We'll be hearing from them tomorrow before they begin their season on Friday.
Awesome. Big week for baseball and softball.
Yeah.
My turn?
Yes.
Cool. All right, for us tonight, we're going to drop back right around 30. 64 tomorrow, plenty of sunshine. 64 on Thursday. Getting a little windy. Rain settles in just in time for the weekend, but temperatures great over the next 10 days.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow.